Coronation Street sees Tyrone Dobbs unexpectedly become involved in Theo Silverton's murder investigation tonight, though he may not be much help to prime suspect Summer Spellman. As Summer faces intense questioning at the police station about her whereabouts on the night Theo died, she suddenly claims Tyrone can confirm her version of events. Known around Weatherfield as a trustworthy and dependable person, Tyrone would normally make the perfect witness for anyone needing an alibi. Unfortunately for Summer, the two appear to remember the situation very differently. Summer was arrested after George Shuttleworth revealed he had seen her running away from Theo and Todd Grimshaw's flat close to the time of the murder. Other evidence has also increased suspicion against her, including the brooch she wore to Carla and Lisa Connor Swain's wedding reception, which was later discovered covered in blood. While explaining her side of the story tonight, Summer insists she went to the flat intending to see Todd, only to find Theo there alone. According to Summer, Theo behaved aggressively and frightened her, causing her to panic. She claims she never killed him, and says she escaped the flat the moment she managed to break free from him. Summer also explains that she noticed her smashed phone on the floor while leaving and insists Tyrone saw her outside the building. She further claims Tyrone also spotted Theo alive in the window after she had already left. A new flashback sequence appears to support Summer's account, suggesting she may genuinely be telling the truth about what happened that night. However, when D.S. Connor Swain later approaches Tyrone to confirm Summer's statement, he nervously denies seeing any of it. Later, Summer angrily accuses Tyrone of lying after learning he failed to back up her story. But with Summer officially charged with Theo's murder and likely facing time on remand, it seems she may not discover why Tyrone chose to deceive the police anytime soon. As the investigation grows increasingly tangled, the mystery surrounding Theo Silverton's death has become even more complicated for everyone involved. Coronation Street saw Kit Green make a major discovery in the Theo Silverton murder investigation, but the detective suddenly vanished from Weatherfield before he could properly question his newest suspect. During Monday's episode, Kit uncovered an important clue while studying wedding photographs from Lisa and Carla Connor Swain's reception. As he looked closely through the pictures, Kit noticed that Summer Spellman had been wearing the same brooch later discovered covered in blood inside Theo and Todd Grimshaw's flat. After spotting the detail, he immediately labeled Summer as his new prime suspect. With Theo's murder remaining the biggest topic of conversation on the street, many viewers expected Kit to waste no time interrogating Summer. Instead, tonight's episode revealed that the detective had mysteriously disappeared from the case altogether. An early scene confirmed that Kit had traveled to Wales on a secondment, despite already being heavily involved in both the murder investigation and the ongoing grooming case. Fans who follow Jacob Roberts on social media may already know the actor recently enjoyed a holiday in the United States, which likely explains Kit's temporary absence from the soap. While Kit was away, Lisa took over the questioning and pressed Summer about how the blood-stained brooch ended up inside the flat. Summer insisted she had no explanation for it, and suggested the jewelry may have fallen off after she left Underworld, with Theo possibly finding it afterwards. Later at home, George Shuttleworth confronted Summer and asked whether she had gone to Theo's flat on the night of his death. Summer denied visiting the flat, but George later challenged her again after revealing he had seen her running from the direction of their flat. The episode then featured a flashback sequence showing Summer on the night Theo was killed, adding even more mystery to the storyline. With Kit already convinced Summer could be responsible, viewers are now questioning whether he may have finally uncovered the truth behind Theo Silverton's murder before unexpectedly disappearing. Tension is beginning to rise between two families in Coronation Street following the fallout from Megan Walsh's grooming scandal. Megan has already been charged with grooming Will Driscoll, though she has since been released on bail, while residents across the cobbles continue struggling with the aftermath of the shocking situation. During Wednesday's episode, fresh drama unfolded for Ben Driscoll and Eva Price after Susie became involved in trouble at school. Staff contacted the pair to report that Susie had fought with Gemma and Chesney's son, Bryn. Eva quickly arrived at the school to collect her daughter after learning that Susie had thrown a fizzy drink can at Bryn because he had been spreading gossip about Will and Megan. When Ben and Eva questioned her actions, Susie cheekily defended herself by bragging about her throwing skills. Ben then asked why she had reacted so aggressively, leading Susie to reveal that Bryn had been telling classmates that Will and Megan had secretly been involved together. Susie directly asked whether the rumors were true, but the awkward conversation was interrupted when Gemma and Chesney arrived, hoping to settle the growing conflict between the families. Eva immediately defended her daughter, insisting that Susie was still just a child despite her outspoken attitude, after Gemma warned that they could potentially report the incident as assault. Trying to calm the situation, Ben pointed out that Bryn had also been mocking Will over the scandal, which only added more tension to the discussion. Once Susie left the room, the four parents openly discussed Megan's disturbing behavior. During the heated exchange, Eva accused Gemma and Chesney of helping spread rumors about the situation. Later, Maggie discovered Susie sitting alone in the gardens feeling upset and brought her back to the pub. Susie admitted she was exhausted by the constant arguments surrounding the family. Concerned for her grandchildren, Maggie later spoke privately with Ben and encouraged him to keep a close watch on Susie, believing the young girl was deeply worried about her brother. Ben agreed, admitting that the entire family remained concerned about Will and everything he had been through. In a more emotional moment upstairs, Will thanked his younger sister for standing up for him during the confrontation. Susie proudly told him that nobody insults her family without facing consequences, before jokingly teasing him about the rumors involving Megan with a disgusted reaction. Suspicion continues to grow surrounding Theo Silverton's murder in Coronation Street, with Christina Boyd behaving increasingly nervously in recent scenes. Christina has already faced police questioning multiple times, but tonight she sparked even more suspicion after taking a mysterious phone call that immediately caught viewers' attention. Several residents of Weatherfield are currently being investigated over Theo's death, and earlier this week the case led Lisa Connor Swain straight to Christina's doorstep. During her first police statement, Christina explained where she claimed to have been on the night Theo died, saying she had collected Todd Grimshaw at one stage during the evening. However, traffic camera footage later contradicted her version of events by placing her at a petrol station in another location. Wanting to clear up the inconsistency, Lisa pressed Christina for answers, leading her to revise her statement. Christina later reassured George Shuttleworth that the confusion was simply down to her remembering events incorrectly. Despite that explanation, her behavior has continued to appear suspicious. During the same conversation, Christina encouraged George to inform the police that Summer Spellman had been dishonest about where she was on the night of the murder. Summer has also become a major focus of the investigation this week, and endured intense questioning after Kit Green discovered she had been wearing the same brooch later recovered from Theo's flat. The situation became even worse after Christina and George secretly read through Summer's diary, where she had written about her hatred for Theo and the revenge she wanted to take against him. In tonight's episode, Christina once again raised suspicions while quietly speaking to someone on the phone and making sure nobody overheard the conversation. During the call, she pleaded for help and admitted she understood she was asking a lot, insisting it would only be temporary until she managed to sort out the mess she was dealing with. Her cryptic comments immediately sparked fresh questions about what she might be hiding. Viewers are now left wondering whether Christina knows far more about Theo's death than she has admitted so far. Although she convinced George to speak to the police about Summer in order to ease pressure on himself, some fans may suspect she had her own hidden agenda all along. As the mystery deepens in Coronation Street, attention is beginning to turn towards Christina herself and the possibility that she could secretly be Theo's real killer. Coronation Street airs on weeknights at 8:30 p.m. on ITV1 and is available to stream on ITVX.